Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Transformers Legacy Voyager class Armada Starscream figure. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. Now I don't actually have the original Armada Starscream, but I do have the Thrilling 31, so we can do a quick comparison with him and that one. We can see how he compares in size because he's a Voyager class figure with some other Voyager class Starscream figures, and we can see how he looks and displays with some of the other figures that have been released in the same toy line. Right, so as I put these back, a couple of things. First and foremost, if you're not subscribed to this channel, if you'd hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. And the other thing is I need to thank Robot Recruits, because that is the online retailer in which I purchased this from, and indeed as you can see they got it out to me nice and safely. Before we cut him open though, let's have a look at the box, and once again we are treated to some amazing artwork there on the front. There's the lovely Legacy logo, which we're now well accustomed to. It is a windowless box, but you can just see how good the figure looks inside there. So we've got the alternate mode on the front, we've got the full robot on the side, and indeed the bust on that side as well. It does look like just, I suppose, an update. I know it's updated, but like a bigger version of the Thrilling 30. I'm hoping it is, because I really like the Thrilling 30 version in honesty. And yeah, it's going to take 18 steps. I think that this works. I've been told in the comments it does. If I hold that there, and then if you want to pause the video and you can open the QR code yourself, you can have a look at his stats. And I'm also going to now cut him open, well, cut the box open from the bottom. And then unfortunately, due to space reasons, I'm going to be flat packing this later on, so that's another reason why I'm not at the moment too upset about the windowless boxes. It's actually helping me out. Right, let's see what's inside here then. I do keep them neat though, so I can still keep them and then build them up, or build them back up if ever I get the space back as the years go by. Wow, he is quite big actually. There you go. Yeah, he's much bigger, and it feels quite weighty as well, which it really should do for a Voyager class figure. So we've got Star Saber there, we've got other accessories, nothing else, just the instructions there. What I need to do then is set him free from there and come right back to you. Okay, so I've set him free from the box and it's time for some first impressions, and to be honest they are really good. As I say, he's got quite a bit of stature to him. He is definitely a Voyager class figure. I'm going to do this a bit later on in a bit more detail, but you can see there's the old deluxe version of him, which he is completely towering above. Right, let's have a look at him then. Head sculpt is fantastic. Look at the way them eyes just pop when they catch the light. Same with the grill here. This is brilliant. The head goes all the way around. Yeah, you can see it's on like a mushroom peg there. Up and down, full articulation. Shoulders all the way around, out to the side. Bicep flexion, shoulder rotation, bicep swivel. Is there a wrist swivel? Don't think so, doesn't feel like that. Now amazingly enough, there is a waist swivel. You may have to detach slightly the nose cone at the front, but you can see you've got a full waist rotation there. You can see that the hips as well, I've got full huge range of motion with the knee bend and the ankle tilt and rock. So as expected, and as you can see, looking really good even from the back. The gaps aren't too bad. I things that don't really bother me, but I like to point them out because I know that some of my channel members and viewers like to see them as well. It's not too bad. There is some tiny bits there. The forearms are all covered up. The gold on the inside of there looks great. The arm, is that a bit loose? It's probably not attached properly. Again, I've just took this literally straight out of the box. Now the one thing that did confuse me is on here and indeed on there, I was looking for that accessory, but it is this, and it shouldn't be painted. So in all the early stock pictures as well, funnily enough, this is red, but obviously it isn't. There's the Star Saber sword, looking good. And yeah, there's not much more to say for that about first impressions. Let's quickly have a look at him in his alternate mode then, before coming back to do some more displays and display ideas. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, he's in his alternate mode already. Quick apologies for my transformation process on this video. That is for a couple of reasons. One, to keep the main length of the video down, and two, is not to spoil it for anybody who doesn't want to see it just yet. However, if you do want to see it, it will be uploaded in a separate video. And let's just have a look at how good this guy actually does look. We've got beautiful Decepticon logos there. The gold inside there really pops now, and so does this. I hope you can make out that this is like a metallic reflective blue color. It looks so good. These of course will move up and down. It's so good, it really is. Now again, apologies I don't have an original Armada Starscream, but I do again have the Thrilling 30, and as you can see and indeed tell, it is a much better updated version of this. Apart from the obvious size and price point, etc., one of the main differences though that this does have firing projectiles, whereas this one doesn't at all. And even though you can adjust these and bring them over, there's nothing where you can fire, there's no mechanism, so it's never going to be able to do that. However, with this, of course, with the ports, you can put some blast effect to make it look like it's firing, and indeed you can put them at the back as well to make it look like it's indeed blasting away. So the blast effects are multi-functional in this, with this model, to be honest. Oh, that's just popped off ever so slightly while I moved it. I can click that back in a second. But yeah, the transformation process, funnily enough as well, is incredibly similar to this guy. Feet are just going a different way, you can tell by looking at that, and the arms have just folded underneath. It is quite big, and as I say, it does feel quite weighty, and with regards to its size, it is definitely, I think, at this Voyager class price point. So let's have a look with these attached underneath. This should make it look better. Now I don't know if it would, it probably would, to be honest, look better with the red coming out from underneath it, although that doesn't look too bad. I've gone the opposite way to what's on the picture. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Oh, I've tilted it all off now. It doesn't really matter how you want to do it, but with regards to what I was saying, there's the red saber blade instead of the normal grey one. However, it's, you know, it's not detrimental. It's nothing at all, in honesty. Let's just swap them over and copy what we've got on the box just for some continuity. Which way have they got this facing, in or out? They've got it facing in, and of course you can turn it to face either way. So there you go. Yeah, it does look good. It looks great. Okay, what we're going to do then, we're going to come back for the final time with him in his robot mode, see how he looks with the accessories with these moved over, and of course do some more comparisons. Okay then, back for the final time with him in his robot mode to see how he looks with his accessories, and of course to do some comparisons. Now, the one thing that we didn't do, of course, when we had him in this mode earlier, was bring these over, and as I say, that gives him a completely new aesthetic and a new look. You could just do one if you want, have it like a one over the shoulder mounted cannon, and bring this over. Now the standard weapons I've got here, I'm going to use them in a second, but of course, because you've got these 5mm ports on the forearm, yeah, we've even got them on the legs as well, so I imagine you can do some real crazy things with these. I'm just going to quickly take Siege Starscream, and I'm going to just give him, I suppose, I don't know if they're classed as null rays, and it's probably definitely not with it being in Armada, but you could, if you wanted to, give him these and attach them to him either on his forearms. They don't look as good on his forearms, do they? Let's be honest. I just completely went off the cuff with that, and I don't think it looks that good. And I suppose if you wanted to, I mean, I've got Needle Nose here as well. You could take his Target Masters, even though it's complete different continuity. But again, this is what makes these toys fun. The fact that you can do things exactly like this. There's no written rule book when it comes to imagination and playing. And I'm saying that as a nearly 44-year-old adult. And I think that these are probably mainly aimed at us older collectors anyway, but you can see that they really do work as well. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could take some of the things from Scraphook, which I've got right here as well. Oddly enough, I've got no blast effects anywhere near me, but I've got an abundance of other things. So I've just took the two guns off the side of Scraphook, and of course, remember, you could build things up with Scraphook and with the other fossilizers and create, I don't know, something spectacular, I would imagine, but that doesn't look too bad, to be fair. I have gone over the top, but I just wanted to show you the things that you can do. And indeed, I would imagine, especially for people who do the professional photography, again, the display options with these guys, they're just phenomenal, aren't they? Let's be honest. Right, let's take these off though and do some normal comparisons of some Starscream figures. So we might as well start off with the Siege one that's just winging his way into the side there. Let me just move these, and there he is. So the main reason for this is, I know it's a completely different toy line and indeed, yeah, well, everything. But it was just to show you that, look, they're both classed as Voyager class figures, and yeah, he's slightly higher with them at the top, but that's obviously because this one's got the bits at the back. With regards to the size and proportions, they're pretty much the same. They feel about the same weight as well. So yeah, they look just as well. Again, two completely different continuities. They both look amazing, and I'm going to just put the Armada Starscream's correct weapons in his hands and see how he looks. I'm trying to work out if it'd be better with a red blade or with this. I don't know. The fact that this is hollow in there and there's some notches there is leading me to think that it could be combined with something else as well in the future. But there's the two Starscreams. They look great. Let's just move him out of the way. Let's bring Needle Nose back in. Obviously, he hasn't got his target masters because I've just took them out. And this is, I suppose, these are a really good contrast because you've got the nose cone at the front, whereas you've got the nose cone at the back there. And as I said in the Needle Nose review, he is a big figure compared to him, but nowhere near as much going on at the back and at the side. Very quickly, here's that little thrilling 31 again. And of course, the difference between these is, you know, it's night and day. It's huge. Good little figure, but this guy again completely raises the bar, which is fantastic. One more figure that I had just at the side, he's an Autobot, and he's a tall one as well, and he's another Target Master, but it's just because they're in the same wave to see how they look and compare together. Right, I think I've said enough about this guy. I think he looks great. I'm going to be keeping him in this alternate mode. Again, the transformation process for him will be uploaded separately if you want to see it. In the meantime, it's another brilliant addition to this ever-growing and indeed ever-increasing Transformers Legacy toy line. I hope you enjoyed looking at him. Let me know what you think in the comments.